Now, Tai Chi is about yin and yang. So the ultimate yang is this iron body, a strong structure, and then you could think of the ultimate yin, the softer one, is like a water body made of water. See here, if I've got a body made of iron, just imagine I'm an iron sculpture, and if you were to hit it, it would ring like a bell. The whole thing would shake. You get this very fast vibration transmitted through a solid structure. But now if my structure was softer, imagine made of rubber. Imagine I'm a solid rubber body. You can get these, in martial arts practice, and if you hit it, it's going to bounce. You'll feel the bounce transmit through the structure. Now if it's even softer, like water, then when you hit it, it's going to bounce even slower. The movement is going to flow through inside the body. You can imagine it like this. The skin or the body is a balloon, and it's filled up with water. So when you hit this balloon, the water inside is going to move, and it will create a flow, a fluid movement through the whole structure. And here I'm trying to show the sequence. See, the elbow will bend, then the shoulder, then the waist, the spine rather, than the waist, and it will flow through the whole structure in sequence. Now you see, water is interesting. It's not totally relaxed. Water has got surface tension. It flows in waves. You've got a wave on the top of the water. So again, now here you see a hard structure. If I hit it, it will still transmit through. A softer structure, the force will transmit through in a slower way, in a wave. There's a flow to it. So for us to create this, we actually have to create this. We've got to feel it. You see, now total relaxation is just like that. You just flop down. Now you can have that to go to totally relaxed, but the water body is not totally relaxed. The best way of thinking about it is an inflated balloon. Your body is inflated with water, filled up with water, and it's holding this structure. Now here's some exercises we can all do. Very easy, relaxed exercises to start feeling this flow of movement. See, I'm just rocking my hips side to side and swinging the arms again side to side with it. But the shoulders are up and back a little bit, and the arms are relaxed, quite relaxed, but a little bit open. The fingers a little bit open. You feel a little stretch through the body. Then as you rock your hips side to side, shifting your weight right up, you go up onto the tippy toes on one leg, you're feeling this swinging motion, and you're trying to feel the swing transmit down through into your arms. It's a natural fluid motion. You'll feel it. Now you can imagine you're just in water. You can do these exercises standing in a swimming pool. So it's very, very, very nice to do these in water. You're just feeling water around you floating, and you're floating in this water. So these exercises, you can imagine you're inside your body is water, or outside your body is water. So now here, just twisting left and right, maintaining a vertical spine, again shoulders up and back a little bit, and I'm shifting my weight and rolling into the hips, so I come right up onto the tippy toe, and now just moving the arms side to side, dragging my palms through the water. But the trick is to feel the movement flowing. As you shift your weight from the hips, it gradually transmits up through the spine, into the shoulders, and then down into the arms. You feel this sequence of motion, a wave going through your body. So it's not completely relaxed, it's a sort of controlled relaxation. It's still tensegrity, that is tension and integrity. But a very, very slight tension. So now here the arms go up and down, and again imagine you're just moving through water. So the wrist will lead the way and the fingers trail behind. And as I go up and down, again sinking my weight, rising up, letting the shoulders go up, then the arms follow and the fingers follow. Then you sink your weight down and the arms follow down. See again now, more in the shoulders go up and back, that drags the arms up. So I lift the shoulders up and back, that drags the arms up. And I'm rising up from the hips, straightening up the legs, and then rolling the shoulders up, and then that follows into the arms. You're feeling this fluid movement like water. And if you are underwater, again, practice this underwater, you feel like your arms are floating. You're floating in the water. So there's water around you, but there's also water inside you. Two different things going on, but really it's a feeling. When you feel it, it starts to make sense. So now what we're doing again is dragging our arm in a circle as we twist our waist side to side, shifting the weight again right up onto the tippy toe, lifting up the shoulder and pulling it around as you twist to the side. So again, there's a sequence to it. First of all is the hips. You can feel I'm twisting the hips and stretching into the tippy toe, maintaining a nice vertical spine, holding the belly in. But as I twist from the hips, you feel the twist go into the spine, into the rib cage, into the shoulder, and then into the lead arm. Again, this is like dancing, it's like ballet. But dancing is beautiful because it's got this flow. It's just incidental. See, dancing is beautiful because you're elongating, opening up into a nice structure. But a nice structure is more efficient, and the energy flows better in this nice structure. So once more, nice and tall, hold the belly in, shifting your weight, twisting side to side into the hips, then feel that turn into the spine and turn into the rib cage and the shoulders. So it's a sequence. You feel the flow through the joints in your body, through the skeleton. Hips move first, then after the hip, you'll feel it go into the shoulder. And it goes up to the shoulder, even up into the neck. Now from the shoulder, it goes up in to the arm. You see, into the rib cage, into the shoulder, and then at the arm come out a little bit. So as you go side to side, you feel the hip twist first, rises up into the obliques, then from the rib cage into the shoulder, out to the arm. You're feeling this flow, this sequence of movement, a wave transmitted through the body inside. And again, if you practice these movements underwater, it's really helpful because you feel lighter. You're floating in the water and you can feel this resistance to your movements underwater. And what we're trying to do is generate this feeling of a slight resistance. It really feels like you're moving through water, but you have to create that. You create it with this slight tensegrity. You see, I have to hold a nice tall spine. I have to elongate like a dancer. Stretching out, feeling the flow from the hip through the rib cage to the shoulder, elbow and the wrist. Hip goes first, then the rib cage to the shoulder, elbow to the wrist and even the fingers. You see, it's a flow that transmits through. So the arm is not doing too much work. It comes from the legs, twisting into the hips, transmitting through the spine and then flowing into the rib cage, the shoulder and out into the arm. Water body. Hips go first, then gradually extends out through the structure into the arm. And even I can sink down and rise up a little bit. So I'm creating this bounce. I'm bouncing through the body. Again, it's elastic power, but a very relaxed elastic power. See, again, if the body is a bag of water, a water balloon, but it's quite strong, inflated, so it's holding a position, then when you move it, it will still spring back. Remember, water has got surface tension. It springs back. It holds itself in a water droplet. It holds itself in waves on the top of the ocean. So this is what we're trying to activate, this feeling of water, surface tension of water, a slight resistance. And you create that with a gentle stretching through the body. But it's even, all the joints together. The basis of it is this, the vertical spine, natural S curve. Even the hips are projected slightly backwards, lifting up the shoulders, lifting up the rib cage, arching slightly back. But now you see the arms open from here. This is the basic structure, vertical neutral stance. And you can imagine you're in water. You see your arms are floating on the surface of the water. So my arms are now just floating in the air, floating in water. And as I twist side to side, I can feel them floating. And as they float, I can feel the transmission of force from the twist. And now you can see it's actually pulsing from the legs. I've got a slight pump in the feet, going a little bit up and down, pushing a little bit with the toes into the ground. That pumps into the knee, which pumps into the hip. And the hip I'm turning. Now I'm even allowing myself to step, shuffling around, because it's a rhythm. You see, this is how you create the rhythm. I step, but it's a pulse, and then that flows off into the arms. It stretches through the spine, up into the rib cage and into the arms, out to the hands. It's this fluid movement, a wave. It's graceful. It's like ballet, quite literally a ballerina. See, up and down, side to side, all different movements. But the basis is this vertical spine. I'm pivoting through the spine and then controlling the movement in my rib cage. See, look, just the arm. The arm is very relaxed, but I'm creating a twist in the spine, going through the rib cage, through the shoulder, up and down and letting it translate outwards through the arm into the wrist and into the fingers. It becomes also like a whip. You know, your arm is a whip and you're throwing the whip, but you're throwing it from the spine itself. And the only way you can do this is maintaining this very slight tensegrity, a control of the body. It's not total relaxation. See, this is total relaxation, floppy, but it's a slightly controlled relaxation. So I'm creating this water body. I have to create it. And I create it with the control of the alignment. The alignment, the vertical spine is maximum efficiency. And I'm sinking down again into the horse riding stance because this again is maximum efficiency for control of structure. Now you can see I'm moving a bit faster, throwing the water through the body, but it's from the hips, from the feet rather, pumping through, up through the spine. So I'm up and down, creating different circles. Any direction of movement I want to create, I can create it from this water body, flow through the body. And again, you see, remember that is the ultimate yin, and the iron body is the ultimate yang, solid like metal, or you know, very soft and fluid like water. Now, once more again, this is the important bit to get. From the hips, as you twist, you've got to feel it go through the spine up into the rib cage. So here now, I'm allowing my rib cage to go behind. Shoulder goes up and back, and I'm feeling a movement of the actual left and right side of my rib cage against the spine. You see, I'm separating out all the joints. The hips are separated from the pelvis. The spine is in its neutral position, but each vertebra is stretched, separated a little bit. Then the rib cage is up and back, stretched out away from the spine, and as I move, I'm letting it stretch further. The shoulder is up and back, but open, expanded. Again, up and back to hold it in its middle position, the perfect position to pivot it. Now, if I hold all those positions and allow the stretch, the movement to transmit evenly through the stretch in every single joint, now I can create this water body, this flow of movement, and you can feel the transmission of force. Now, when we're doing it like this, in as partners, a sort of semi-fighting situation, we're pushing and pulling, moving a little bit, but of course it's just a game. We're changing the dynamic. I have to respond to a force coming in spontaneously, and also have to create a force, push a little bit or pull a little bit on my opponent and move around accordingly. So each one of us have got to try and feel this flow of force transmitting through our body. Now we're trying again, but not moving our feet. So our feet have got to stay still. That means we can allow our spine to move a bit more. So we can have a vertical spine, that's the optimum, but once you've got the feeling of that, you can twist and bend and turn the spine also, as long as you bring it back to the neutral position. The whole body is water, remember. Once you've got this feeling, all the joints in your body disappear. Your body becomes softer and everything moves as one. You see, it's not just my hand that moves, not just my elbow that moves, but it will transmit into the whole structure and everything will move as one together, but not in one go, in this slow moving sequence, a wave transmitted through the body. So again now, I'm trying to show you, the best way we can feel it is like the water inside this balloon. So I'm inflating this balloon of water, expanding. Now as I move, what's happening is I'm moving the water around inside the balloon. So you can imagine the water pressure changes. So here now the water is moving around my waist inside. Then I move the pressure up into my rib cage. From there out into my shoulders, down into the elbows. So I'm throwing this water pressure inside a balloon around and around and feeling it flow inside my body. So I'm creating this effect. Again, it's a fluid feeling, a wave. But this, you could also call this the kinetic chain. See, from the legs, the water is in my foot. And so I move my foot, the water rises up through the spine, out through the arm, out into my hands. So, for example, even if I'm throwing a strike, a punch, it's like this bubble of water, or this water pressure flows through my body all the way out into my fist and then into the opponent. So this is water, you know, Bruce Lee said it, water can flow and water can crash. So you're controlling water inside the body. Here, so I'm crushing it. I'm flicking the arms out like a whip, but it's really like water pressure flowing through the body. So this is how you create these faster, more efficient, powerful strikes in movements through the body. Now in Tai Chi, traditional Tai Chi, they call this Fa Geng, internal force. And this is the way you develop it. You have to feel this flow of energy. You see here, the hip moves, then after the hip, it transmits out to the fist. It's a flow through the body, and it's what we're trying to do, control it. So here now, the last exercise we can try to try and feel this transmission of force. Shoulders up and back, just this loose fist. All I'm doing is twisting the hips, just a little bit fast. I twist the hips one way and then back the other way. Now when you hold the spine vertical, do this sudden movement in the hips, you should feel the movement transmit up into the rib cage, into the shoulder, and a little bit into the hand. But you don't try, you mustn't force it. So you just do the little flick of your hips and see if you can feel the transmission, the flow rise up through the spine, through the shoulder, see a little roll in the shoulder, and out to the fist. But the fist is loose, it's just a feeling. You're trying to generate this internal flow of water. So I hope this made sense. Please do leave me any questions or comments, and do check out the previous videos about the elastic body and the iron body for comparison. Thank you so much again for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in any of these other videos here.